Hello and good morning everyone. Welcome back to Move Daily Fitness. My name is Tracy Steen. This workout today is going to be an hourglass workout. It's a beginner workout, so we'll go a little bit lighter with the weight amounts, but we're working shoulders and glutes. I'm gonna do 40 seconds of work with 15 seconds in between, and I will repeat each superset through 3 times. So normally I would do 1 or 2 sets, but I'm gonna add 3 today. Of course, take adequate rest if you need. Always lift within your own abilities, that's really important. Now, here are the dumbbells I might suggest a beginner use, okay? I'll use these today. But yes, lift within your own abilities. I'm also gonna use something to sit on, so grab a stable chair or bench, and we'll start you with a warm up and end with a cool down. Don't forget, we do have our Move Daily membership, so if you're looking for more structure, like a weekly workout schedule to follow, click or tap the card at the top of the screen or check in the description below. We offer that and a ton of coaching in your fitness, wellness, and nutrition. All right, let's do this workout and move daily. Okay, you can set your watch for strength training today. Where are you? Right there. And let's start with a little warm up. Let's start with a single side arm circle here. Glutes and shoulders, knees and toes is what we're hitting. That song came into my head. Glutes and shoulders, knees and toes, switch directions. No, just glutes and shoulders, folks. Your knees might get some activation though, of course. We're trying to work on the glute muscles, make sure those are nice and strong. Switch sides here. But of course, we're targeting the whole leg, which I think is important to train those vastus muscles in the front of your leg there in order for your knees to stay healthy. Switch directions. And if you need more knee health, be sure to follow that knees over toes guy. That's his handle. And let's reach across right here. He's over on Instagram, here on YouTube, Facebook. Lots of great ideas to strengthen your knees. Let's reach overhead right here. Good, and turn around, put your hands on a wall. We're gonna soften one knee and swing side to side. So flex that foot so it doesn't hit the ground and swing. Just get in that ball and socket in our hip, warmed and ready to go. 2 more on this side. And switch, 10 here. Last one here. Good. Let's take it wide and a hand to toe tap right here. Alternate. And stay wide. We'll go side to side right here. Draw that shoulder toward your opposite knee. Last one here. And some hip openers. Up and around, alternate here. Let's go into some heel dig, push forward. Draw those elbows back. We're stretching in the front chest here as well. High knee here. And butt kick with a punch right here. All right, and torso turn to finish. Okay, very nice. Take a look at the screen. There's your first superset, 3 sets, right back to back, and here we go. We'll start with our glute thrust down on the ground. I'm gonna bring a 15-pound dumbbell down. You could do this without any weight, but if you have a weight, you could put that on your pelvis, feet are close to the bottom, and we're gonna do a little pause at the top and squeeze our glutes. So you're up and squeeze and down, up and squeeze and down. All right, so keeping your feet closer to your bottom ensures that we're gonna use our glutes and not our hamstrings. I really want you to think of squeezing that glute cheek at the top, okay? Hold your dumbbell so it doesn't slip. Okay, let's set that down. Make your way to standing here. We're gonna move right into our front raise. 3s, 2s, 5s, I'll hold 5s. We're gonna come right up to 90 degrees in the front. Here we go, shoulders are low and back, and you're right there. And lift. So stick your chest out, make sure you're not rounding in the front shoulders. Nice and slow. If the weight gets too heavy in the middle of it, go to a single side, alternating. Okay, you're not pushing up as much weight at one time when you do that, so it makes it a little easier. Okay, let's make our way down to the ground again. And back to our glute thrust. I'm gonna stick with the 15. Feet are close to the bottom. And up and squeeze. Here we go. You wanna think about slightly tucking that pelvis under. Right, kind of like a scooping motion. So you're scooping and squeezing. Let's make our way back up to the front raise. If you're dizzy, make sure you take some time to get to standing. Okay, holding 5s again, shoulders low and back, and raise. You are here and down. You can have a little softness in the elbow here. I like to think of sort of resetting my shoulders low and back each time I come to the bottom. Good. Round 3, our final round. So this is where you determine, could you go heavier? Was it challenging enough for you? Did you have a lot of reps left in the tank? If so, pick a little heavier weight. And here we go, up. Good. Good squeeze at the top. There you go. And our final front raise. I'll stick with the 5s. Okay, knees are soft and lift right here. Good. Don't forget to breathe. You don't want to be holding your breath here. Very good. All right, we're making our way back to the ground with our fire hydrant. So if you have a mini band and you want to use that, feel free. Otherwise, I'm gonna just do body weight down there, but pause if you need a longer rest or join me back. Moving into your fire hydrant, I've also brought an 8-pound dumbbell for my single side shoulder press. All right, come into tabletop. We're gonna bring it out to the side. I'll call half and we'll switch legs. Here we go, and push up through the shoulder blades. Lift that leg out to the side. One more on this leg. Now switch and lift. So even that leg that your body weight is on, the stationary leg, should definitely feel the brunt of this. So you're holding your body weight up on that one side, creating an isometric contraction there. I'll stay seated for my shoulder press, but you could stand or sit on a chair. I'm gonna sit cross-legged. One 8-pound dumbbell, we're pressing overhead here. I'll call halfway, and then we'll switch, but you could have legs in a Z press if you wish. Either or, doesn't matter. This is nice because it definitely using your core to keep your body stable. Crack, crack on my clicky wrist. One more on this side and switch. All right, cross leg or straight legs. It's up to you, whatever's more comfortable. Don't look up at the dumbbell. Keep your eyes facing forward and your back is nice and tall. And back to the fire hydrant. All right, setting that there. On all fours, again, I'll call half and we'll switch. Push up through the shoulder blades. We're lifting out to the side right there. Get ready, and up, and up. Keep a neutral neck, just look down at your hands. Let the legs do the work. I'll call half. Last one on this leg, and switch. And going into your seated press. Sticking with a, did I say 8? 5, it's a 5. Sorry folks, I think I did say 8. Okay, nice and tall. Straight legs or cross-legged, you're here, I'll call half. And switch arms and press. I'm going to show you how to add a little tension to that fire hydrant with my dumbbell coming up for our last set. Okay, on all fours again, you're just going to tuck that dumbbell behind the knee right there, and then we'll lift out to the side. Okay, do that if you'd like, if you need it to be a little bit more challenging, or body weight is fine. I'll call half, lift, good, up. One more on this leg, and switch, and work. Okay, let's sit for our last shoulder press. That added a little difficulty. I'll sit in that Z press. You're tall, I'll call half, and we press right here, up, good. Switch arms. We're gonna go right into our next superset. I'm gonna stand for a squat pattern coming up. If you need to do a sit squat where you're sitting and standing, that's fine. Or you can hit some high knees if you can't squat at all. Let's go into our suitcase squat. So I'm gonna hold 2 8-pound dumbbells, one on each side of my thighs. Feet are shoulder width apart, and we're squatting up and down. So reach your hips back right here. Keep your chin up. Good. Of course, this can be done without weight, or as I said, you sit on a stable chair, stand back up, and repeat that pattern. Okay, let's do a round the world lateral raise. I'll go with 3s. You can do 2s, 3s, 5s. Starting at the thigh, we're gonna come to the ceiling and all the way down. Knees are soft. And we lift up, slow, slow. Control your tempo. Let's go back to the top into your suitcase squat again. I'll go back to the 8s. Lighter or heavier based on your ability there. Feet shoulder width. Roll the shoulders back. Drop right here and drive. You want to keep your chin up, looking at me so that you're not rounding in the upper back. Back stays as tall as you can, and you're dropping the glutes. Now you definitely want to keep knees equal distance apart. Think about there being like a piece of rebar between the knees so they don't come together. Okay, going into your round the world lateral. I'm gonna grab a quick sip here. We have a fire in the Okanagan, so it's very smoky in there. Throat is dry. I'm holding 3s, you're here. Good. And up. Stick your chest out. Keep those knees soft because you don't want your hips popping forward here, okay? So we soften the knees, keep the back tall. One more round. Okay, so I think I might grab 10s. Let's see how heavy a suitcase normally is. At least 20 pounds. Shoulders back, squat low, engage the core. So you're here and up. Squeezing glutes at the top. And give that little pelvic tilt again, where you're tucking and squeezing at the top. Don't arch the back, just kind of tuck the pelvis. And your final round the world lateral. I'll go back to the 3s. Water break coming up next. All right, shoulders low and back, knees are soft, and you're up, up, down, down. Very nice. Okay, water break. I'm gonna be doing an assisted pistol squat. Okay, so grab a stable bench or chair, push it against your wall so it doesn't slip, and join me back. We're going right back to glutes. So you're gonna start with that pistol squat. So one foot is stationary, one is a helper foot. So up on the tiptoe, we're gonna stand and then slow descent. I'll call half. You're tall, so you're up and slow. This is a helper foot. So I want you to think of the majority of your weight being on that flat foot. So the non-modified version is when the foot is in the air. Whoops, I just tipped. So you're here and slow. So if you can do it that way, feel free. All right, let's switch legs. And tiptoe. Control. Up. You don't want to plop, that's the key here. Control. Good. Hitting glutes, quads as well. Very nice. Into a shoulder press. You can sit or stand. I'll start with my 8s. You can go lighter, 2s, 3s, 5s, 8s, 10s, somewhere in that range. All right, single, single, double. And we press right here. Overhead, other side, and both together. I want you to keep your eyes facing forward. Let's not look up at the dumbbells. They're okay up there on their own. And up. This is where it's nice to have something to put your back against, but if you don't, that's okay too. Oftentimes I'll do this standing, right? Just here, pushing just slightly in front of that lateral plane. So the arms are slightly in front. You can see my side view here. Good, let's go back to that pistol squat. Set the weights down. Now we got the hang of this. Tiptoe. Make sure your chair is stable, shoulders back. This is your dominant leg. Here we go. Up and control. It's just helping you for balance here. Don't plop, control all the way down. That's where you're gonna get that muscle activation. Last one on this leg. And switch. This is a good skill to work up to. Single leg activity is really important as we age. Helps with balance, motor skills, agility, balance side to side, all of that. Okay, back to our shoulder press. I'll stick with 8s. Single, single, double again. Don't arch the back. And work, single, other side, and together. Good. Okay, let's go into round 3. Final one here. All right, helper foot, shoulders back, pushing from this leg. This glute all the way up and down. Really try to minimize help on that helper leg. It's just barely touching the ground there. All right, switch sides. Don't plop, control, control, control. Good. And finishing with that shoulder press. Back to 8s for myself. All right, nice and tall, single, single, double, and work. Okay, into our reverse lunge, or you could do a knee drive if your knees are bad. So you could hinge at the waist, slight bend, drive right here, rapid fire, holding on to something. Or single side reverse and tap. Here we go. I'm gonna stay on the same leg. I'll call half, so you're doing the knee drive or a reverse lunge, working that front glute. Again, have something close for balance if you need. One more on this leg. Now switch. Take it back. We can progress this by holding weights or driving the knee right here. Let's go into a W. We're gonna work back shoulder right now. So 3s maybe to start. Engage the core. All right, I'll stand here. We're gonna come up to the W shape right there and slow on the descent. So you're up and squeeze the shoulder blades, slow and down. Up to W, down. That's it. Nice little pause at the top here. You're really thinking of squeezing that back shoulder muscle. So it's kind of like you want to retract your shoulder blades, squeeze everything together, and then release, but control the down. Okay, excellent. Now you're into round 2. Back to our reverse lunge. I'm going to hold 1 dumbbell. I'll switch hands when I switch legs. So whatever leg is working, same side holds, you're tall, and we drop low and tap, low and tap. Or you could knee if you'd like. We're keeping tension on that one side glute here. And switch your leg and hand. Okay, let's go back into our W's. I'll go to 5 pounds, but you can stay light if you've never done this exercise. Knees are soft, stick your chest out, and create that W shape. Little pause and slow. Good. Keep that core engaged. You don't want to push the hips forward here. When the weight is in the front, it's easy to do. Round 3, everyone. Last one. Okay. I might hold my 10-pound dumbbell here. You could do this no weight or that knee drive, whatever suits you. You're tall, drop it here and tap. Last one on this leg and switch. Last one on this leg. Let's finish things off with our W. Whew. I'm back to 5s. All right, roll the shoulders back. Let's finish strong, everyone. Stick your chest out. You're here and slow. Last 15 seconds. Stay with me and be sure to stay tuned for a stretch at the end. We'll stretch out the glutes and shoulders for you. In 3, 2, one more. One and done. You've moved daily in your hourglass workout for beginners. Nice work, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that workout. I did, and feeling a bit sweaty, I might say. All right, let's stretch things out. Smash the like button if you enjoyed today's workout. Nice work, everyone. Let's make our way down to the ground. We're gonna go right into a glute stretch here. So have a seat. We'll draw that leg across, lengthening the glute, and then a nice little torso turn while you draw the knee toward the chest. Whoo, she's tight. I went for a big walk this morning as well, so did I do a leg day yesterday? Something I did yesterday is making me sore. Yes, there was legs involved. Yeah, I remember now. All right, switching sides. I guess that lends to the question, is it okay to do 2 leg days in a row? And here's my answer to that. So for me, for the level that I'm at, a workout like this is not too challenging, right? And the goal is always to start light, work your way up so that you can show up again tomorrow. So for me, this feels more like an active rest day, but for you, it could be a very challenging workout, depending on how long you've been training, how frequently you train, right? And how heavy you're lifting. So let's go into a butterfly stretch here, feet together, knees out to the side. So yesterday, I really challenged my system. I really pushed the envelope with my legs. I could have done an upper body workout today, but I'm filming for a schedule for my members and for the public. So it just happened that today was this workout that I was gonna film. But for me, the weight amounts that I used today, because I wanted it to be more adapted to beginners, were not challenging on my muscles. Were not as challenging as the weights I used yesterday. So in that case, doing 2 days in a row is okay, right? I'm not overly sore. I'm able to move. Let's reach across the body here, just stretching through the back shoulder a bit. But if you're new to fitness, any amount of exercise you do is gonna make you sore. The muscles just have to adapt over time. Switch sides. And normally you're used to doing 1 or 2 up and down from a chair, right? Like you stand up once and you go get a coffee and come back down. But now we made it, you do it like multiple times on each leg when we were doing those sit squats there. So that overload is going to be enough to make you a little bit sore. Let's bring the hand behind the back. We're going to gently pull this way and tilt the neck the same direction, stretching front shoulder. So that's why, again, your goal is always to be able to show up again tomorrow. So if you push so hard today that you're too sore tomorrow to work out, then you haven't won, right? Then you definitely need to make sure that you adapt the workout to your abilities. Switch sides, tilt the neck. And yeah, so sometimes people will ask me, can I do 2 total body workouts in a row? And the answer I give them is, how do you feel today? Do you feel okay? Do you feel like you're able to bring the arm across or stretch the shoulder again? And if the answer is yes, then feel free to do it. If the answer is no, I'm so sore, then opt for some cardio, opt to do a leg workout, right? So you switch the muscles up so that you're not overtraining each one individually. But if it's a total body workout, switch sides. Typically, you're not doing a lot of volume on each specific muscle group. You're hitting all of the muscle groups. So then each one independently is not gonna get that sore. In a workout like we did today, we did 4 or 5 exercises for glutes, 4 or 5 exercises for shoulders, arms back right here, walk those arms back. So they might be a little bit sore tomorrow because we gave them a lot of volume. I hope that makes sense. This is what I think about when I program our schedules within the membership is, okay, what's not gonna make them too sore? How can they keep moving from day 1 to day 2 to day 7, right? We wanna keep that consistency, and that is the key. All right, round through the back, last stretch here. Thanks for joining, everyone. Go Move Daily now in your wellness and nutrition. And if you're interested in the membership, you can click or tap the card right there. Join us. All women are welcome. See ya in the next workout.